So what happened was, men are different. We give each other more space. Remember when your uncle we were at the restaurant, we put the tables together.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was not going to sit next to me. How did I know?
Why?
We're both big. Who's going to sit next to each other? We'll bump. We'll bump into each other. Who sat in front of me? You don't remember?
Mom.
She hopped around. Who sat next to me? On my left?
Grandma.
Grandma. Yeah, Grandma. Next to her?
Maya.
In front of her?
Tio.
Next to him?
Me.
So yeah, your mom sat in front of me. She hopped around because I remember she was all over the place. She was sitting next to me, then she went to sit in front of me. I knew your uncle was not going to sit next to me. I grabbed the corner chair, right? He grabbed the other corner. And were we both facing the same direction? What do convicts sitting at a table, what do they do when they join a gang? The gang? What?
What?
You look this way, I look behind you. You tell me someone's coming behind me to do something to me. And I'll tell you someone's coming behind you. Yeah, men do those things. Women, some of them that are trained, you've seen in the movies, Hercules had a female warrior, right?
The other version.
In the one from yesterday or the day before.
Right? The one from yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
that version, that guy's name is The Rock.
I think he started out as a wrestler. He was the son of a
Reality
wrestler.
or
Well,
in
fake,
movies,
it's
right?
fake wrestling, really. But the things that they do, if they did it to anybody, you don't need karate. They pick you up and throw you behind, like pick me up and flip me over like that. Bob told us that if anybody ever did that stuff, they wouldn't get up like they do on the TV. There's just no way. Do it on concrete. So there are different types of, two types of men, trained and untrained. That's from the movie, please don't do that. That's from the movie Man on Fire. It was about a man that extinguishes many people that were not polite. But he was trained in the art of war. But he also had a weakness.
What?
He was a drunkard. I mean, so an assassin, a ninja assassin, how would he extinguish this man on fire, which was played by Denzel Washington, the movie star?
He was drunk.
Nah, he would give him poison. A poison bottle. He would find out what kind you like wine, what kind, or beer or something. And then he would poison him. But he wasn't drunk on the day that he was supposed to protect the little girl. But he was supposed to protect her, right? But guess who was the bad guy?
Who?
The little girl's father.
Oh.
You know about insurance?
Yeah.
If the little girl was to die,
What? The man said to protect her.
the father hired the black man to protect the white girl, right? But then he didn't have any money, the father. He was rich, but You know, like when they have 10 million and then when they only have 1 million, they're upset. So, to explain it, the father had 10 million, but then he lost his money. He only had 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he put an insurance on his daughter.
To earn.
And the insurance was that if she is kidnapped or if she dies or if she's, whatever the insurance was, then he would get back $10 million. So he hired a drunk bodyguard.
But an assassin.
Yes. He was a bodyguard. He knew his job as a bodyguard, but he had goofed up one time by being drunk, I think, and that's why he couldn't get a job anymore. So he hired this guy thinking this guy is going to make the same mistake. He's going to get drunk, and then I'll be able to find some men to kidnap my daughter, and then I'll have my $10 million back.
He's using his own daughter.
Yes, some parents are not very nice. But in that movie, Denzel Washington, yes, the girl gets kidnapped. But Denzel Washington says something is strange with the way it was kidnapped. He said they were policemen, the ones that kidnapped the daughter. They were not, or they were bad guys, but they were still. He said the police was involved, and so then he's upset. He starts drinking, but then instead of continuing to drink, I think he throws away his bottle because he loved the little girl. It wasn't just a job, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so he finds out at the end that it was the father that did it. He put a gun on the father's desk and said, "There's only one bullet in there. If you don't shoot yourself, I will make you suffer."
Because he'll try to shoot him. Miss.
Well, maybe he said, "Here's the gun. If you don't shoot yourself, the bullet is in the desk." Maybe he had to figure that one out. But, I mean, here's the gun. It's empty. The bullet is in your desk drawer. And then Denzel Washington walks out of there. And the father, the bad guy, the bad father, he doesn't have enough time to load the gun and shoot Denzel Washington. And apparently Denzel Washington already knew that there were no guns in. He had checked the room already, you know. The guy, he had no guns on him. So Denzel Washington walks out, and a few moments later you hear the bullet. But then, I don't know if that's true. It was a movie, right? But the reason that the father, if he did shoot himself, that was the end of the movie. If he did shoot himself, it was because he had no money. He had no money, and everybody knew that what he had tried to do. You see? Before, everybody thought he was a nice guy. Oh, he's crying for his daughter. You know, he used to do like this in front of the camera and things like that. But he was acting. He was a narcissist.
Acting.
He was a complete narcissist. What is a complete narcissist? All of us are selfish, but when we're super selfish and we don't care about our own children, then we're complete narcissists. In the old days, my grandmother, my Rosa, my mother, she used to say that in Spain, some parents used to take out the eyes of their own children or put a needle in them so the child would be blind, so that the child could go ask for food. And people would, if a blind child walks up to you and says, please give me money for food, people would do it, would give money. Whereas if you have money, eyes and you say, hi, may I have food, money for food? They walk away from you. But another thing that some parents used to do was break the legs. Like you have two kids, make one of them blind and make the other one a cripple. So they used to break the legs of the other kid. So he couldn't walk. He had to push himself on the floor. Like with their hand, walk with their hands and drag themselves. And that kid, for the rest of his life, would say, would you please give me money for food? And then when he got home, the parents, they didn't have to go to work. They would just sit like I'm doing here. And they would take that money and go buy food with it. But they used their children. In fact, they did wrong things to their children. They were mean parents.